Introduction to intermittent fasting. Intermittent fasting, also known as intermittent energy restriction, is a term for various meal timing schedules that cycle between voluntary fasting and non-fasting over a given period. With intermittent fasting, you only eat during a specific time. Fasting for a certain number of hours each day, or eating just one meal a couple days a week, can help your body burn fat, and scientific evidence point to some health benefit as well. There are several different ways to do intermittent fasting, but they are all based on choosing regular time periods to eat and fast. For instance, you might try eating only during an 8-hour period each day and fast for the remainder. Or you might choose to eat only one meal a day, 2 days a week. There are many types of intermittent fasting schedules. For example, number 1, the alternate days fasting involves alternating between a 24-hour fast day when the person eats less than 25% of usual energy needs, followed by a 24-hour non-fasting feast day period. It is the strictest form of intermittent fasting because there are more days of fasting per week. The second type of intermittent fasting schedule is the periodic fasting or whole day fasting involve any period of consecutive fasting of more than 24 hours, such as the 5/2 diet, where there are 1 or 2 fast days per week, to the more extreme version with several days or week of fasting. During the fasting day, consumption of approximately 500 to 700 calories, or about 25% of regular daily calories intake, may be allowed instead of complete fasting. And the last type of intermittent fasting is the time restrict feeding, involve eating only during a certain number of hours each day, skipping a meal, and the 16/8 diet, which is 16 fasting hours cycled by 8 non-fasting hours, are examples. The schedule is thought to leverage the circadian rhythm. The history of intermittent fasting. Fasting is one of the most ancient traditions, having been practiced by many cultures and religions over centuries and widespread healing tradition in the world. Hippocrates, of course, is widely considered as the father of modern medicine. Among the treatments that he prescribed and championed was the practice of fasting and the consumption of apple cider vinegar. Hippocrates wrote, "To eat when you are sick is to feed your illness." The ancient Greek writer and historian Plutarch also echoed this sentiment. He wrote, "Instead of using medicine, better fast today." Therapeutic intermittent fasts for the treatment of obesity were investigated since at least 1915, with a renewed interest in the medical community in the 1960s after Bloom and his colleagues published an enthusiastic report. Intermittent fasts or short-term starvation periods were ranging from 1 to 14 days in these early studies. A modern type of intermittent fasting is the 5/2 diet, which began in the United Kingdom in 2012. Intermittent fasting exists in some religious practice. These include the Black Fast of Christianity, Vrata, Ramadan, Yom Kippur and other fasts, Fast Sunday, Jain fasting, and also the Buddhist fasting. Religious fasting practice may only require abstinence from certain foods or less for a short period of time and cause negligible effect. The common fasting practiced by Muslims is during Ramadan. Islamic practices are similar to intermittent fasting by not eating or drinking from dawn until sunset, while permitting food intake in the morning before dawn and in the evening after dusk. A meta-analysis on the health of Muslims during Ramadan showed significant weight loss during the fasting period of up to 1.51 kilograms, but this weight was regained within about 2 weeks thereafter. The analysis concluded that Ramadan provides an opportunity to lose weight, but structure and consistent lifestyle modification are necessary to achieve lasting weight loss. Negative effects of Ramadan fasting include increased risk of hypoglycemia in diabetes as well as inadequate level of certain nutrients.
In doing intermittent fasting, there are several ways to split your fasting period. You can choose the most stable ways for your body. First, the 68 pattern. The 68 pattern is proposed by Martin Beacon. This pattern basically consists of 16 hours of fasting and 8 hours of eating regularly. The main thing that must be fixed when using this method is fixing the period of time of your eating window. For example, if you are starting your eating window from 4 p.m. to 12 a.m., make sure you fix the time to help your body adjust with the norms, and it will help give better result. Next is the 5-2 pattern. This method is proposed by the founder of intermittent fasting itself, which is Michael Mosley. This method is known as the fast diet, and by using this method, you are fasting for only 2 days in a week by eating only low-calorie foods with a limiting amount of 500 to 600 calories. Another 5 days on that week, you may eat regularly. It is simple as that. Next is eat, stop, eat. This method is proposed by Brad Pillen. This method is very simple, which is you have to fast for 24 hours for once or twice a week. What to eat when you are doing intermittent fasting? This consists of two, which is drinks and food. In terms of drink, you must avoid sugar and a soft drink and anything that high in sugar. And the best thing that you can have is a plain water, black coffee without sugar, and a tea without sugar. In terms of food, you have to eat 80% of unprocessed food like chicken, meat, fruits, and vegetables, and another 20% is you can eat processed food like junk food. And by combining these two, it will prevent you from getting sick and continue giving nutrients for your body even if you are fasting.
Health benefits of intermittent fasting. 1. Losing weight. By practicing IF, it will increase hormone function to ease weight loss. It can lower insulin levels, higher growth hormone levels, and increase amounts of noradrenaline, all increase the breakdown of body fat and ease its use for energy. It will boost our metabolic rate and reduces the amount of food we eat. 2. Prevent diseases. Chronic diseases such as heart conditions, cancers, and diabetes can be prevented. How? IF has shown benefits for insulin resistance and lead to an impressive reduction in blood sugar levels. It can help reduce blood pressure in adults with obesity. and highly protective for people who are at risk. 3. Good for brain. It improves various metabolic features known to be important for brain health. It can reduce oxidative stress and reduce inflammation. IF increases the level of brain hormone called brain-derived neurotrophic factor. 4. Reducing oxidative stress and inflammation. Oxidative stress is an imbalance between free radicals and antioxidants in your body. It is one of the steps towards aging and many chronic diseases. This will react with other important molecules like protein and DNA and damage them. IF shows that it may enhance the body's resistance to oxidative stress and helps to fight inflammation. Disadvantages of intermittent fasting. 1. Excessive hunger. Fasting for 16 hours a day will make you more hungrier because you are still in an adjustment period. It will be more like starving in the start. 2. Might feel sick and headaches. Fasting can cause electrolyte imbalance. Not eating enough may leave your stomach empty. This will make you feel dizzy or nauseous because you are not used to fasting. However, you can fix it by drinking salted water or take supplements. 3. Does not go well with other diets. Combining IF with other diets may cause a lot of trouble if neither of these diets are right for you. This means you must have a very strict food routine and your own personal life. 4. Minimal research. There has not a lot of articles doing studies. Solid evidence in order to support IF as the best diets is not strong yet.